This is an original Spanish Copa del Rey trophy, but what if I was to tell you that a Scottish team actually won it? You might think I'm mad, but Motherwell, based here in Fir Park, won this trophy back in 1927. So join me in this video as we look at the amazing story about how one Scottish team conquered Spain.
No matter how many times I read that, Motherwell 3, Real Madrid 1, just crazy, crazy.
So welcome to Fir Park, the home of Motherwell. Now this is a club steeped in tradition and heritage in Scottish football. They've won the Scottish Cup on 2 occasions and the league title on 1 occasion. They might not have the same amount of trophies as say a Rangers or a Celtic do, but it's one other trophy that they can boast about that no club outside of Spain have ever won. But how on earth did this Scottish club find themselves across the continent? Well, the story behind this begins in the mid-1920s. At this time, the Spanish Football Federation was preparing for the creation of its first national league system, which would begin in 1929. To mark the occasion, they decided to host a special invitational edition of the Copa del Rey, which was then the most prestigious trophy in the country. And it was this tournament, they hoped, that would showcase the best of the country's football to the world. And to make it more exciting, the Spaniards decided to invite several clubs from abroad, one being Motherwell and the other Swansea in Wales. And to help tell the story of the club's involvement in the competition, we've met up with someone who knows the club inside and out.
My name is Stuart Graham. I'm the club historian. I'm also a trustee of Motherwell FC Heritage Trust, a group of Motherwell fans determined to record and preserve the club's history. And just mainly as a club historian, trying to get the history to the fans more accessible so they can see trophies like these and others. But why we're invited exactly, I'd like to think it was the standard of football. I think in the 20s in Scottish football, a lot of the time the ball spent in the air, and I believe that we wanted to play the ball on the ground, and that may have attracted the eyes of Barcelona or Spain or the King. I can't see the King reading the Scottish papers, reading reports about how Motherwell were playing. And I've spoken to representatives of Swansea and they say the same thing, that they were known as a quality football team.
With both teams having arrived in Spain, the format of the competition was simple. Motherwell would face Swansea first, and the winner would go on to play Real Madrid in a one-legged final game. So on the 13th of May 1927, in front of the King himself, Motherwell played Swansea. And as you can tell by the trophy in this video, Motherwell won this game 4-3. And what you see here are actual news reports from the time in Spain that Stuart managed to locate during a trip to the country. It reads in English, "The novelty of the idea has been a well-deserved success." And indeed, the spectators were not disappointed. Far from it. They had the opportunity to witness a game of high quality and superior class, interesting and full of excitement. And this victory for Motherwell meant next up was Real Madrid. And at the time, Real Madrid were already one of the biggest clubs in Spain, having won the Copa del Rey on several occasions. So you can really get a feeling of the team that Motherwell were about to play at home as well. But there was actually a twist. The Real Madrid team would involve several of the best players from other clubs in Spain. So that really shows that they did not want to lose against the Scots.
In front of a crowd of 10,000, we played Real Madrid and we beat them 3-1. This was a trophy that the King awarded to us. Motherwell fans like to call it the Copa del Rey. It sounds good. The only team out with Spain to ever win the Copa del Rey, but technically it's the King of Spain Cup. It was King Alfonso that invited us to play for this special trophy. And by coincidence, he was born on the same day that Motherwell Football Club were founded. 17th of May 1886. So that day, King Alfonso was born. So fast forward 41 years, he's handing over this impressive trophy to Motherwell Football Club.
For the people of Motherwell, you know, when a fan finds out about it, or if they know about it, is that just a sense of, like you say, pride in just a football club to have that honour?
I think because we're such a small club, and every time we achieve something, it has to be recorded as being pretty impressive because of the size of the football club, the fan base, the finances that we have. So when you take that into account, looking back through the history, to win these trophies, yes, it might not be major European trophies or Scottish leagues, but again, that's that pride the fans take when they either hear or read or I tell them about the history of the football club. And again, I've talked about that tour and that trophy many times, but I still can't believe I read Motherwell 3 and Real Madrid 1. Fans of other clubs will say, yeah, but Real Madrid weren't the Real Madrid at that time. But it was still the small town team of Motherwell Football Club playing Real Madrid.
But with this famous victory and that trophy already won, the tour of Spain didn't stop there for Motherwell.
4 days after we won that, we won the Copa Barcelona. Again, a stunning trophy with an even bigger dent than what's in the King of Spain Cup. Again, a 3-team tournament between Motherwell, Barcelona and Swansea. We drew with Barcelona and then we beat Swansea and we were presented with this trophy.
So that was absolutely fascinating, hearing about how Motherwell pulled off that famous victory. And not just one victory, also in the Copa Barcelona as well. And look, we all understand that it wasn't the official Copa del Rey, we get that. But not many other teams in Scottish football can say they A, beat Real Madrid, and B, won a trophy in Spain. And that's something the Motherwell fans are proud of. And of course, they can't say they've won 30, 40 league titles like the old firm can say, but it's that other trophy that makes a difference. But what do other Motherwell fans think about this unique honour in their club's history? So I'm joined outside here by one Motherwell fan who's also got a YouTube channel, follows the club home and away, if I'm right.
As many as I can, yes.
So if you just want to introduce yourself,
yeah.
Say you are.
My name's Gordon, or Gogsy as everyone knows me. I follow the club home and away. I go to as many other games as possible. I think last season I went to about 88 matches. My bank account just doesn't like me at all, but it's for the love of the game, really. Things that happen that are good mean a lot more to a club like Motherwell. I mean, Rangers and Celtic get to cup semis, finals, Europe every season, whereas we may have a few not so good seasons, but see, when we have a really good season, it hits even better. Motherwell have had history of going to South America, doing tours, and of course the tour in Spain where we won the Copa del Rey. That doesn't really happen nowadays. I don't know if it's to do with modern football, because no clubs want to make less money, for example, friendlies and stuff like that. And I mean, you've had the expansion of the Club World Cup and many other things. So for something like that to happen so long ago, I mean, I wish I could go back in time and vlog it.
It's a great quiz question, isn't it? I think I've seen it's been on social media a few bits. I think more people know about it now, but years and years ago, when it wasn't really kind of like known commonly, people would be like, "What do you mean Motherwell won the Copa del Rey? Don't talk nonsense." But it's there in black and white, and the big shiny trophy, as far as says in the boardroom as well. So yeah, it's certainly unique. You know, your Man United's, your Man City's, you know, Juventus, Inter Milan, all these big teams, they can't claim that. They've never won it. So we've got one over teams like that. It's tenuous, I'll give you that, but it's you know.
I don't care if they can claim the Champions League. They can claim that.
And essentially that was the first Champions League. Yeah, let's go further. Let's stretch it. That was the first Champions League and we won it. So there we go.
It's absolutely brilliant. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it was before our times. I think we'd have quite enjoyed the trip, wouldn't we?
Oh, yeah, great weekend.
Spent the time travel being invented. We'll go back to it.
I mean, the fact it involved beating Real Madrid as well, I mean, that's quite something, isn't it?
It certainly is. Well, they're not quite the Real Madrid they are now, back then sort of thing. But yeah, you can still turn and say, well, we beat Real Madrid once, so what can you do?
That's it. Again, it's in the history books, you know. No one's going to say, but it was a Real Madrid fourth team. It was, you know, they're not the club they are now. Just read the result there. That's it. You know?
My name's Declan and I run the Steelmen Dispatch fanzine.
What's it like to be a fan of a club like this, which isn't like a Rangers Celtic size in Scotland, to say that you've got that kind of history?
When you've been following your sort of a club for a while, and then you find, like, I didn't find that out until much later on when I was supporting Motherwell. I just didn't believe it. I thought it was fake. But yeah, it's surreal, and I think it shows you that, you know, even if you are sort of a small club, the sort of impact that you can have is actually quite significant.
My name's Matt Johnston. I'm the owner of Daft Laddie T-shirts. This is one of my pop-up shops that I do before quite a lot of home games.
As a fan of Motherwell, to have that history, I mean, what's it like saying that, you know, your team beat Real Madrid and won a trophy in Spain?
I mean, to me, it's an amazing story. Difficult to imagine though, you know. I mean, we went something like 10 years we were never at the top three in the league, and we broke Rangers and Celtic stranglehold in 31-32. So when I first found out about that, I thought, that's amazing. What must that have been like to be a Motherwell fan back then? And it was basically the forerunner of European Cups, that kind of thing, you know. Invitational, obviously, but the fact that we were getting invited to things like that says a lot about the stature of your club back then. And as I say, it's kind of difficult to imagine it from there until where we are now, but it won't just be Motherwell. Everybody, normal clubs, they'll all be like that. They have their wee spells of success and they take the praise and then they'll have a downside and then they come back again. I'm just hoping that we can maybe get back. I don't know if we'll get back to Copa Del Rey status again, but it's a lovely story to have in the locker. It certainly is one that I think all Motherwell fans should take real pride in.
Well, what an experience this has been at Fir Park, and thanks again to Stuart for inviting us down to see the trophy itself. And it really makes you feel and think about football in the fact of this club, Motherwell, a team that has, you know, like we say, they've won the Scottish Cup twice, the league once. It shows you that you never know with football. You never know. And one thing I found about doing this channel is if you find out one story about a club, you can end up finding out that they've got connections all over the world. And this is just so fascinating that fans here can say that they A, beat Real Madrid, and B, won a trophy in Spain. It's just incredible. And if I was a fan of Motherwell, I'd be boasting about that all day long. And I have to say as well that everyone up here in Motherwell has been absolutely top drawer. Whether that be Stuart showing me around the ground and seeing the Copa Del Rey trophy itself, or to the fans I met today, everyone has been absolutely brilliant. You know, they were buying me programs, telling me stories about the club. So just to everyone who featured in this video or who I met while I was here at Motherwell, thanks so much for showing me around the club. It's a proper community club. I got to see that firsthand, so thank you.